What's going on, YouTube? It's Dr. Spaz back again with another absolute banger for you here today. Today we got a good one. We're going to take a look at a farming strategy. This farming strategy should be good for all players and for any and all players that are going to be new to the game or just don't really have a good grasp on a really good farming strategy. There may be some better ones out there, but at the end of the day, this is a very good one, so this one should get you taken care of. This is actually going to be one of two different videos. The first one is going to be basically on just a general all-purpose farming strategy, and the second one is going to be similar but with a little bit of a twist, so I'll save you guys on that one. I'll keep that one as a surprise. But if you like the video, like the video. If you like the video, subscribe, ring the bell. Let me know down in the comments below what other videos you guys want to see from me next. Let's get started. So today we're going to take a look at just an overall farming strategy, right? And so I figured let's pick a good map. Let's set it on easy. Let's set it on. Let's make this as straightforward as possible, right? We don't want to do anything too crazy, but at the end of the day, we want to get our point across, right? So a couple key notes, right? One, monkey knowledge. I encourage, if you're a newer player, or maybe you just really haven't done the monkey knowledge whatsoever, dive into the monkey knowledge, go into the support, and get some of these upgrades done. Get some of these monkey knowledge unlocked. Something like, the first banana farm costs a little bit less. The Monkey Town, which is part of the village, increased, helps financially, that sort of thing. A few others, that general idea, right? But when we're going to dive right into this, I decided to select into the row just because I wanted to select something with a little bit more room. And I'm going to select easy just because, we want this, we want the point to be across here. We don't want to do anything super difficult by any means. So we're going to select an easy map, easy difficulty, and let's get right started, right? So here's generally the idea, right? If you're fighting a boss or you want to go late round or, this, that, or the other, right? You want to make a lot of money and you want to learn how to do it efficiently and very effectively, right? So what you want to focus on is focusing in the early to mid rounds the least amount of money on defense as much as possible, and generally speaking the least amount of defense as possible until you get the money, the wealth built up, right? So you want to focus and spend the least amount of money as possible on defense and focus the most amount of money investing into your farming, right? Investing in generating income, right? And realistically, the best way to do it, and something that's going to carry you for a very long time, is a very popular, very simple strategy that's going to take care of everything for probably up to round 50, maybe a little bit longer, which is the ninja and the alchemist, right? With the ninja taking care of the camos and the alchemist buffing the ninja, you'll be able to not only take care of the leads, but you'll also be able to take care of Moab, a few Moabs. You'll be able to go a while here, right? So we're going to get started here. We're going to make it short, simple, sweet, to the point. I'm just going to dive right in, focus on spending a little bit of money on getting this guy going. I'm going to go a 4-0-1 path for a couple of different reasons. One, throwing as many shurikens, however you want to say it, as possible, and then also the fast throwing as well. If you're going middle path and bottom path, those are specialized for different reasons. I won't go that much into that today, but basically you want to go a 4-0-1. You can go 4-0-2 if you really want to, but when you're going a 4-0-1, you get the Seeking Shuriken, plus, faster throwing and all that good stuff, and multiple of them, right? So realistically, I'm probably just going to leave this guy as it is. I'm actually going to grab this one since we're almost here. And this right here will take us all the way to 28. This will take us all the way to 28, and then eventually, right before 28, we'll want to get an alchemist and give him a lead buff as well. So and then we'll get him to a 4-0-1. You can go 4-0-2 if you really want these, but these don't do too much, so I'd rather just save the money. But here's kind of a general idea. So there's kind of a few things to think about. So one big thing is right here with the village, if you go a 0-0-2, you'll get a big discount on not only purchasing towers, meaning farms, but you can also get a discount upgrading the farms as well. So with that being said, a lot of people are torn on this, and honestly, personally, I really don't know how I feel about it, because a village right off the rip is going to cost you $1,000, right? If you have the monkey knowledge, if not a little bit more expensive. I think it's like 1,000 something. I don't remember. It's basically $1,000. Then you have to spend, what is it, like 425 each. So you have to spend a total of $1,850. So $1,850 in total before you even buy anything to start making you money, right? It doesn't take long to get this, waiting a few rounds, you know what I mean, to get you, like, we're already around 11, right? So, you know, it's not, and look where we're at, right? Like, it's not going to take long. But at the end of the day, we're already at round 12. If I start buying things to make these farms cheaper and the upgrades cheaper, sure, that'll help me out, you know, initially getting that done. But I would personally rather just start throwing a farm down. That right away, so the village is only going to save you $165. I tested it, right? A farm is going to make you like 160 around or something like that. Just a 000 farm, right? That's going to make you around 160 around. You have to double check that. I didn't actually test that. Well, it's been a while since I tested that, but I believe it's right at 160 around, right? I would much rather just, instead of saving 165, I would much rather buy a couple of farms to get the income coming in, and then buy the village to make the upgrades cheaper, if that makes sense. Like I mentioned before, this may not be the absolute best way to go about doing it. I'm still somewhat new to the game, but I've grinded this game a lot and I've learned a lot. And working with some of my viewers and just people in general and just watching videos, this strategy overall should be a very solid strategy. So this should be one of the best, if not the best. If you guys have any comments, any feedback for me on how I can be better, definitely let me know in the comments down below. So we got a couple of farms here. Me talking, I've kind of missed some opportunities, but basically I'm gonna get 4 farms right here, right? I'm gonna get 4 farms. I'm gonna kind of develop them into a pattern where we kind of keep them close together. We don't have to worry about losing any bananas or anything like that. Now I'm actually going to go ahead and get the village here. Hold on a second. We're actually going to get this, and now we're actually going to start putting farms around it, right? So we're going to save a little bit of money. We're almost to 28. I'm going to get the alchemist, put them down right here so we don't have to worry about it. And then now I'm going to start putting farms around this village so we can save some money, right? And the reason why I'm not upgrading the villages, or I'm sorry, not upgrading the farms right away. So a lot of people will be like, why are you buying so many farms? Why are you focusing so heavily on buying so many farms? Less is more, right? And I normally agree, but getting a few of these guys out not only is going, I'm going to have to upgrade this guy, so, and I'm going to upgrade this as well and start focusing on the defense a little bit more. But basically, yes, I agree with you, less is more in most situations. I wanted to get these farms out because 1, they're fairly cheap, and 2, each one we get out, we get at least 160 per farm, per round. So we get a few of these out, now we're pushing, you know, we're making 800 a round right now, 700 a round right now. So we're making ballpark around that amount of money, plus we got the village, right? So now we're making a good amount of money. Now, I'm going to focus on getting this. Okay, so we're good there. So now we're good until like 50, 55, right? And normally I would just start upgrading these, and I actually might here in just a second, but something else to take into consideration, another way to make really good money, at least for a little while, is an engineer. If you get an engineer, I'm going to put him right here, and make him a 024. We'll wait just a second to get this. If you make him a 024, he'll put down the trap, he'll collect all of the, the balloons, and then you can also place the trap where you want it and generate that extra income. You guys know about the balloon trap, so you know how that whole works, right? Now I'm also going to focus on getting these guys to 200, and the reason being is because of efficiency. Efficiency is what matters here, and making the most amount of money as possible. The reason, here we go, hold on a second. The reason why we want to go 200 is, specifically speaking, the amount of money that they make and the amount of money that they cost. It only takes about 14 rounds-ish to make the money back. I know I'm a little bit all over the place, but long story short, these guys are some of the most efficient farms that you can possibly buy. Here shortly, I'm going to turn a couple of them into 203s. As my previous video on this, on farms overall with tier 3, the best ones to go with are 203 because you can do a few of these guys, right? You can generate the income, you can spend the money. You can spend the money to get these guys going, and they'll make your money back pretty quickly, right? Then you can turn them into 203s, and as I mentioned before, they're the best farms. If you want to know why they're the best, well, I'm sorry, they're the best tier 3 farms. If you want to know why they're the best tier 3 farms, go ahead and go back to my channel and check out that previous video. I'll probably link it down in the description below. 203 farms are the best tier 3 farms, period. I explained why in that video, and this is not only are these farms right here a really good and efficient way to do some early rounds and mid-round farming, you can then turn them into 203 farms, which will generate even more income for you. So we also want to think about late game as well. So late game, late rounds, we also want to think about long term, right? So yes, we can turn all of these into 203, which is fine, but realistically speaking, I only want to turn maybe a couple of them, or maybe I should add like a couple more farms. Like I'll probably, can I add any more? I might be, okay. I'll throw like a couple like off the wall here, and I'll turn them into, I'll turn this one and this one into 203s. And I'll also do this one as well as a 203, and I'll set this right here. The rest of them, I'm actually going to surround this guy right here with 3 20 farms, and then eventually 4 20 farms, and then have a 5 20 farm. Eventually, this guy is going to be a 104 as well, maybe even a 105. I might do that, but I'll explain all of this as to why I'm doing this here later. But basically, I want to surround this one specific 203, eventually 203, eventually 204, eventually 205 with a bunch of 4 20 farms, because one, the amount of income that you make is absolutely immense. 2, it'll generate extra lives for you because the bottom path farm, marketplace, central market, Wall Street, they generate lives for you if you have the monkey knowledge. Or if you don't have the monkey knowledge, I think it's just central market and the Wall Street, but you have to double check that. I haven't looked at that. But not only that, a Wall Street will collect the income from the farms that's generating in its radius. So if you have a bunch of 4 20 farms near it, it will generate the income, yes, but it'll also collect the bananas for you. It'll collect the crates for you. Especially if you have a 5 20, you're going to generate so much income and you're not going to miss out on any bananas. Otherwise, without the farm, you either have to use a banana farmer or do it manually, right? So my thinking is surround this guy with a bunch of 4 20 farms and a 5 20, and not only does that, and I've done this many times, so it generates a lot of income by itself, but not only doing that, but it makes your life a little bit easier, right? And then also thinking long term as well, I want to get a bunch of 203 farms or 023, doesn't matter, they make the same amount of money. I want to throw a bunch of those down and eventually sell them and turn them into 4 20 farms, because the amount of money that you make from 4 20 is absolutely astronomical, especially if you have a bunch of them down. 203 is a really good way to get you into the early rounds and the mid rounds, but long term, if you want to make the most amount of money possible, especially if you're doing like a boss or something, you want to go 4 20 for sure. 203 gets you in the door and get you going, but long term 4 20 is what you want to do, and 5 20 of course. So let's keep this going, right? We got the engineer. The engineer is going to generate a bunch of money for us, all the way to round 50, and then it's going to cut that in half, all the way into like round 60 or 65 or something like that, and then beyond that, he's not going to be really that helpful. And then we can sell him at that point. And then eventually we'll want to get some sort of defense going that's a little bit better as well. But I don't think I can fit any more farms around this village, which is a-okay, but the placement was kind of bad, but you guys get the general idea, right? So I want to focus on getting these guys to 203, and then I want to focus on building the farms around these guys here as well. I could just start building the farms around first before upgrading these, but ultimately the faster you get these guys going, especially after the engineer, the faster you get these 203 farms going, just ultimately the more money you're going to make long term. I'm going to keep this on a little bit slower pace, and I'm going to put a bunch of these farms down now. We have the extra money. The game's going a little bit faster than I can talk and a little bit faster than I can react. So let me upgrade these here. Almost here. There we go. So now I'm going to focus on getting this guy. There we go. Now we have that, and now I want to turn these into 2 2-0s to make these guys more efficient. So let me focus on that for a little bit. I know this guy's about, there we go. Okay, so now we're gonna focus on turning these into 2 2-0s. So we can, since these are already gonna be 4 2-0s long term, we might as well turn them into 2 2-0s so the bananas can be more valuable, right? Let the money generate for a second. All right. Long story short, you want to, let me pause it here for a second. Give me a second. The whole general idea, especially in the early rounds, is to build your way up. You want to build your expenses, or I'm sorry, you want to tier your expenses in a way to where not only are you generating income and doing it correctly, but you also want to spend, like, if this upgrade generates you money and this upgrade generates you money as well, but this one's cheaper than this one, you want to go cheapest first and then, you know, build your way up, if that makes any sense. So I'm not immediately going for a I'm not going for a 003 farm because yes, it generates more money, but the amount of time that it takes to get to that point, I could be making money prior to that, if that makes any sense. I'd rather put a few 200 farms down that yes, cost more than a 003 farm, but it'll make me more money, and then eventually I can turn them into 203 farms, and then so on and so forth. Eventually get the engineer because he's more expensive, that whole idea, right? So we want to tier them in a way to make the most amount of money possible, and doing from the cheapest first and slowly working your way up the ladder, you know, a little bit more expensive, a little bit more expensive, instead of jumping a bunch of steps, you're gonna make the most amount of money this way, right? Now what we wanna do is upgrade these to 3 2-0s, right? And then eventually 4 2-0s. I could put, and I actually might, we're gonna go, because like I mentioned earlier, the engineer, he kind of plateaus after the 50s, and then we also might want to focus on defense here shortly. So we're at 49. We're at 49 now. He's gonna collect a lot. You see, he's collecting a lot of balloons right now. It's hard to multitask. I'm so bad at multitasking. I'm legitimately just generating income, making it easy. This is 12,000. We'll go with that. Let round 50 finish. There we go. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna play some, it doesn't matter if you go 203. If you already have the money, you can do 203 or 023. It's your preference, it really doesn't matter. The only reason why you want to do 203 first is if you don't have the money to get a tier 3 just yet. You want to do 200 and then eventually 203, but if you already have the money, it doesn't matter. So I'm just legitimately just gonna do this, just because it's a little bit easier. And then we'll do that. And so now I got a few more, right? So a 203 and a 023 farm makes the same amount of money per round. They make $400 per round. It does not matter. They also cost the same as well. So not only do they cost the same, they make the same amount of money. So the difference between these two is legitimately nothing. They cost the same and they make the most amount of money, right? Comparative to each other. They make the same amount of money. Also, fun fact, 320, as I mentioned in the previous video, 320 make the same amount of money as these farms as well. But ultimately, I go more into the reasons why a 203 farm is the best farm. But anyway, so now that we got a couple more of these, we're just going to be generating a lot of money right now. Now I want to focus on getting this guy. We'll still keep this guy for a few more rounds. I want to pay attention to defense, and what we're going to do there. And then while also getting these guys to 4-2-0s and eventually a 5-2-0, right? Basically, long story short as well, not only are we going to focus on getting these farms to 4-2-0s and getting this guy to a tier 4 as well, we also want to focus on this village, right? The placement for this village could have been better. And honestly, I might sell it. Yeah, let me go ahead and sell this. I want to place this guy right here, because so I'm trying to think long term, right? So I should have put this guy at the top, and here's why. I shouldn't have put him off to the side. So a 002 village, yes, it makes upgrades cheaper, it makes purchasing towers cheaper. It's a great tower. It's a great village. It's a really good path, right? But tier 3 on the village not only does that, you know, help out with generation even more, but it also makes the towers that's in the radius generate more income per pop. Every balloon that's popped will generate a little bit more. I don't know the statistics on that. I have to double check that. But basically, any tower that's within radius, not only is it going to be cheaper to purchase and upgrade towers within the radius of the village, it'll also make it so that any defense, it'll generate more cash per pop. So that is a fantastic way. And also something that I was thinking long term as well, eventually when you get this guy, you get a tier 3 and eventually a tier 4. Yes, it'll generate even more income, which is awesome. But once you get a tier 5, it's going to sacrifice some of these farms, right? It might even sacrifice the middle one. I really don't want to sacrifice the middle one. I want the middle one to kind of stay. If it sacrifices some of these, that's totally fine. I can replace them down. But I would hate to spend extra money to put this guy down too. But either way, it's not a big deal. This is all kind of brainstorming. This is all kind of generally, you know, a strategic way to generally get you a very solid cash generation method, right? This isn't perfect by any means, so bear with me on this, especially since I'm still so new to the game. But now we're at round 50, right? Now we're at round 50. Now this guy's going to make less money than what he was, which is fine. He's still going to make decent. He was making around 1,000 a round, or 1,000 every time the crate filled up. But now he's going to be making about 500 until like 60, 65. After that, that's when you want to sell him. The amount of money that he makes, it's just really not going to be worth it. If you want to keep him, you can, by all means. But for me personally, I would rather just, you know, sell him, get a little bit extra cash, and then, you know, the amount of money that you can use, or the amount of money that you'll make from farming will surpass them exponentially. So but we also want to focus on defense, right? So these guys have been doing well so far, and they probably will for a few more rounds. Once we start hitting more Moabs, which is any round now, we'll start getting a bunch more Moabs. That's when we'll start to struggle. And I have an alternative, so this is more for middle and late rounds, right? I have an alternative to this that's going to be, it's going to be fairly expensive, but comparatively, it's going to be cheaper than most other options. And it'll go longer as well. So, and I've done some testing with that. And I can make a whole nother video on that as well. But I'll go into that here in just a second. The next thing I want to do is get this guy. So let's do this. I want to keep auto start off. I want to keep auto start off so that I can keep up with the game. The game is going faster than I am. Should be able to get it any second. There we go. Now we want to focus on 4-2-0 farms. I'm going to let one more round go just because I'm going to purchase a couple more marketplaces just for the heck of it, and then start focusing on 4-2-0. Give me just a second. There we go. So far, defense is holding up, which is A-okay. We'll let that keep going. Should be able to get one more. There we go. Alright, so now I'm going to focus on getting these to 4-2-0s, which is fine by me. And then eventually I want to get this middle guy to a Wall Street, so he'll collect the bananas for us. Having them collect the bananas for us is just going to make life so much easier, man. It really is. Alright, so now we can get one. Once you get one started, it makes it much easier to get the next one, you know what I mean? So we're going to keep auto start off just so I can keep up with it. I don't want too many rounds to go by and then I miss a lot of opportunity. Got another one. Now we should be able to get another one either this round or the next one. Probably next one. There we go. All right. There we go. It's hard to collect everything. Now we should be able to get a 420 per round here. Hey, that ninja's still holding up. Once I start seeing him struggle, that's when we'll switch to the better defense. There we go. He should handle a bad pretty well, and he does. Look at that. See, a Ninja Alk, oh my god, it's so good, bro. He struggled a little bit, but we won't see a bad for a little while. I am worried about 63. I will say that. So yeah, I'm actually going to save up money a little bit instead of buying any more 420s. I'm going to wait till 63. So we'll let one more round go after this. There we go. 63, the Ninja Alk, I have tested it before. It cannot do it on its own. It kind of stinks. But it is what it is. Alright, almost done. Look at that. He's handling like this so easily. If 63 wasn't such a problem, I wouldn't even do anything right now. I honestly thought he'd be struggling. I've seen the Ninja Alk struggle on other maps a lot earlier than this. Once he starts hitting 50, between 50 and 55, this combination starts failing. But because of this map, he's excelling very well. But that's okay. We're going to sell this. We're going to sell this. And we're going to sell this. Here is... I'm not going to go too much into it. Oh, bro, I completely even forgot. If you got Ben, put Ben down early. I completely forgot. I completely missed it. Put Ben down. The amount of money that he makes, especially long term, it's going to pay for multiple farms just by himself. And it's a very good way to get started in very early. I don't even know what I was thinking. I completely forgot. It's totally my fault, but you can still see that we're doing exceptionally well here. We got over 50,000 right now. It's only round 63. We're doing exceptionally well, right? The amount of money that we're making already is astronomical. We're making 10,000 a round this early, if not more. So anyway, so let's focus on a couple of things. So first things first, we're going to put this guy down. We're going to put 2 of these guys down. We're going to upgrade this to a 420. We're going to upgrade this to a 204. And we're going to upgrade this to a 402. We still have money. We're going to upgrade this guy. We're going to upgrade this guy. And then eventually we'll get this guy to a tier 5. But I'm going to get these guys done first. And I'll probably get this done first. I don't know yet. And then also, for the heck of it, I'm going to put down another... If I can fit it. I'm sure I can fit it. Maybe not. We'll just put it down here. We'll put down... See, I don't have enough money here, so we're going to wait a little bit. I'm going to go more into why this combination right here is really good later, but long story short, this combination plus a couple other towers will legitimately go to round 140 and might beat it on this map too. So this combination will go for a very long time. So, and you'll see how here shortly. So let me make this lower here just so I can get this guy. All right, now we're going to focus on 420s. We're going to get some 420 farms here. Oh, actually, we're going to get this guy first and then this guy. And then we're going to upgrade... and screw it, we'll just do jungle jumps. So what we just did there, now we just increased cash per pop. I should have upgraded this before I put these down, but that's totally fine. At the end of the day, it is what it is. You guys get the general idea. No one's perfect, right? So now we're generating a lot more cash per pop, and now we're generating a lot more income in radius. So these farms right here, you can see... Actually, I guess not this one, not this one. I don't know how, because the majority of these farms are in radius, but it is what it is. But these farms right here are now generating more income. This one probably is too. This one's probably not yet. So these 5 farms are generating a lot more income per round. So it's definitely going to pay for itself. Anyway, so let's get the 420 farms. Alright, we should be able to get another one this round. There we go. Alright. Almost there. Should be able to get it. Oh, just short. Now we can. Alright, so let's go one more round here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to focus on defense a little bit more. Just because this combination's really good right now as it is, but I don't know how we'll handle 78. We might be able to pass it, and we might be able to get to round 85 or something, maybe. But it's definitely going to be struggling, and I'd rather not worry about it at all. So first things first, what we're going to do is a combination of two different things. One, we're going to put this guy down. This guy is going to be a 5.20. I made a whole video on why this glue gunner is better than a 5.02. I will say it is very close, but I'll link the video down in the description below. On why the 5.20 farm is better. I did a test on it. I didn't do any commentary on it, but I did a test on it so you guys can see the performance. So I'm going to wait one more round, get this guy, and then we're going to upgrade this guy. And then we will be set for a while, like a long while. Alright. Alright, there we go. Now I'm going to get this guy to a Monkey Wall Street. We're gonna get this guy to Monkey Wall Street. It'll probably take like 2 rounds, maybe 3. We'll see. We're already a third of the way there. Halfway there now. Alright, we might be able to do it this round. We'll see. Let's find out. We're definitely generating 20,000 a round right now. We're generating roughly about 25, probably about 27, 28,000 a round right now. And just with the upgrade of this guy, because this guy generates now even more income, he's going to collect the the bananas for us. So we're generating 30,000 plus a round right now, and it's only around 170 or it's around 70. So this is fantastic. Let's go one more round. I'm going to place down a few more marketplaces. Alright, so I'm going to place down a few... I don't know if I can... Oh, I can. Nice. I'm going to place down a few more marketplaces just to get these going. And then I'm going to focus on getting a 5.20. So now we generated more farms, right? Which is great. We're generating more income. We're going to let it go a few more rounds, but ultimately... oh, yeah, we can go one more round, basically. We should be able to get it. This round might do it, if not the next one. We should be able to get a Banana Central. Banana Centrals just make astronomical amount of money. But now, so here's the thing. What I don't know, if I upgrade this first and sacrifice the farms, what is it going to take? And then also, too, if I upgrade to a Banana Central first... will it take and then do this? Will it sacrifice Banana Central? I really don't know, but let's find out just by doing this first. Okay, so he does not take, so even though he's in radius, he does not take the tier 5, so I assume he's not going to take the Banana Central as well. So just based off of that, hey, we learned together, right? Just based off of that, let's do this. I might be able to do another one. Hold on. Yes, okay. And then let's get this to a 3.20. There we go. See, we're learning together. I'm making this video and we're still learning together, so. He's not close enough? Well, that kind of stinks. He covers the majority of... I know I have small towers on, but, you know, so it's not 100%. But he still covers the majority of the village, so I'm surprised he's not able to get that. Which kind of stinks, but it is what it is. We're going to put down a couple more marketplaces. Might be able to get one more. Oh, okay. Okay, I can. Alright. And now I'm going to focus on getting a Banana Central. I'm going to keep my cursor up here so I don't have to worry about it. A Monkeyopolis generates so much money, bro. It's so good. Look at that. Bingo. Look at that. We're doing wonders here. We're doing amazing. We're making so much money right now, it's not even funny. I wonder if I can fit another village here. I might. Maybe not. That's okay. That's A-okay. Alright, so now what we're going to focus on doing is getting a bunch of 420 farms. So, marketplaces are great, but once you start getting past the mid-rounds, you might as well go for the big boys. That's realistically the way to go. Central markets are good as well. They make a lot of income, which is great. But 420 makes more in every situation. It makes more than a 204 and a 024 as well. And I'll highlight why in another video here in the near future. But anyway, so basically we want to go to 420. We'll get our money back quicker and make more just overall. Central markets are really good if you want to get those if you have a bunch of merchantmen. But yes, anyway, so let's go with 420. Let's go with some of those. And now, I'm going to start selling these and turn them into 420 farms. Man! Okay, that's alright. You guys get the general idea. And if you want to make even more money, you can play some merchantmen down, some trade ships, which actually, I'll do that. We'll go ahead and do this. Okay, let's see. This is where we're at right now. There we go. Get this. There we go. All right. Dang, I wish I could fit another farm here. It might be better just if I were to sell this, dang. I guess you can't. Yeah, I try messing with this and I just cannot. I can't fit any more farms here, but that's all right. All right, so now this is it. Like, you basically, how I showed you in the beginning of the video, that's a very good way to get you to this point. I mean, it's round 86, it's round 87. Look at where we're at. Let's see how much money we generate. What was that? 130,000? 120 some thousand? Let's try it again. So we're at 250 right now. Let's see where we're at. Wow. So we're making almost 140,000 a round right now, which is absolutely phenomenal, especially at such a low round. We're pushing 150,000 a round right now. And we can actually make a little bit more because once we get the Buccaneer Paragon, that'll also keep the income, or for the most part, as what we have here. And then we can put down even more trade ships. So you could definitely make 150,000 around by doing this. If you guys follow this strategy, if you guys follow this whole idea, also if you have any way to improve this, on how I can be better. I know I can play some things a little bit better, but overall, generally, you guys get the general idea. If there's something I missed completely, if there's something that is like, oh, why didn't you do this? Like maybe like why didn't you use snipers or something like that to generate money? Which you can. This overall is one of the best ways. And like I mentioned early in the video, I will be doing a part 2 to this. I'll be making a second video on farming on a different way, on some other ways on how to do it. I'll keep that more of a surprise, but if you have any way I can be better, leave a comment down below. Let me know on how I can be better. But overall, let's see how this does. I'm gonna cut the video here now and play a little bit, and just to kind of see where we can be by like round 100, right? All right, so as you guys can see, we just surpassed round 100. And we're at $2 million. We have saved up $2 million by round 100. That is absolutely phenomenal. We have spent so much money on these farms, and we've spent so much money on this defense. We haven't spent that much money on defense, but we spent easily over 100,000 on defense. So I guess it's not that much, relatively speaking. But we have spent so much money on all of these towers, and yet we were still able to save up $2 million. I didn't use any powers or anything like that here. This is all from the strategy that I've just showed you guys. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate every single one of you. If you guys have any feedback for me, like I've said many times in this video, leave me a comment down below. If you like the video, like the video. If you like the video, like the bell, ring the like the subscribe and subscribe the bell and comment your feedback. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate every single one of you. Until next one, peace.